Yeah, I guess our job though is to rank the football team, but it's impossible to rank this football team without the circus that's going on around it. It's just absolutely impossible.
We should get to ranking them, but we should also just quickly touch on legacy. There's plenty of it. Argentina has a fantastic football legacy internationally. This goes on. They've now won 3 World Cups. How many World Cups and finals? They're pretty much there every time, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't defend in '82 really well. Maradona is playing, and his tournament's cut short where he gets sent off against Brazil in the second group stage. Another weird format that FIFA have. They win it in '86. Maradona, they get to the final in '90, and then Maradona again. He's got other things on his mind. Does fail a drugs test, and they go out in the second round in the US against Romania, Georgie Hadji's Romania. '98, they beat England, but they go on and lose in the quarterfinal. 2002, they fail to get the group stage. Bit of redemption for David Beckham there in that one. And then 2006, they really start to motor on. This is the Messi era where they become a dominating factor in international football. So they finally win their third in Qatar, a country that has no controversy attached to it whatsoever with FIFA.
So Argentina, there's also a very special story around Ozzy Ardiles and Ricky Villa. Ozzy Ardiles, kind of a fundamental member of the team. Villa was in the squad. Not sure he played very much in there, but they become, they're essentially the first imports on them. There have been overseas players play in England before, but they're the most eye-catching. They obviously come in a year before Murin and Tyson, who we talked about last week. But their arrival after this, and it's off the back of this World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 things happen. Obviously, they've got the profile of playing for Argentina and getting to the final, Ardiles in particular. But the rules have changed in 1978. European Union, the EEC, changed workers' rights, and it became difficult for football to stop. It became difficult for English football, I should say, to stop foreign imports coming in and doing a job playing football in the country of which clubs were buying them. So yeah, this is really the birth of when we start seeing the introduction of foreign players into the English game, but that doesn't really take shape until the mid-1990s, when the Premier League really starts to become the force of nature that it's now become.
Question. Before even judging this Argentinian team, how many of the Argentinian team 78 played in 86?
Passarella is in the squad.
He is, yeah. He's definitely in the squad.
And then he misses. But he has bizarrely a massive falling out with Maradona with the captaincy and gets ill actually during the tournament and is replaced. His place in the final goes to someone else.
I think if the question has the angle that of these players, which were the better, I think Menotti definitely has a better collection of players. He's got a really good collection of players in this particular tournament. And even though Kempes is the only one that plays outside South America, in '86, I think it's Bilardo, the coach then. He's a bit of a nutcase as well. He had Maradona and others, and the others were decent players, but not world breakers. I think you probably struggle to name most of the team, the Argentinian team from '86 off the top of your head. I remember Burchaga. And I think it's Goycochea was the goalkeeper. But even I, as a World Cup nerd, even I would struggle to remember most of the '86 team. But the '78 team, yeah, there's players in there: Houseman, Ardiles, Villa, Kempes, Locerella, great players.
Ardiles and Villa go on to play for Spurs, as almost does Mario Kempes.
I didn't know that, did he? That's fantastic.
So Mario Kempes, as a friend of him, so Kempes, I think he goes there. He's at the start of the 1984 season. He has a 2-match trial at Spurs. It doesn't end in a place, but yeah, Mario Kempes almost. And the legacy of Mario Kempes is quite incredible. So Kempes goes on to play in the 1982 World Cup as well. So Kempes, you remember, goes 11 games without scoring and then scores 6 goals in 3 games. He wins the Golden Boot. He is the poster child, probably, of that team. They are his last international goals. He plays 12 more games for Argentina and doesn't score in any of them. So his legacy, it turns out to be not quite as long-lasting. Finally, I suppose there's the legacy of the military dictatorship, and Vidal himself unwinds in 1981 his position, and within a couple of dictators' time, they're left with General Gutierrez and Gutierrez and the Falklands battle, and in fact, and that's the period that relations, obviously, between the UK and Argentina break down, and Ozzy Ardiles spends a year playing Paris Saint-Germain.
Bless him.
We should get round to ranking this team's greatness. As a reminder, we've got 5 categories of greatness. All-time greats, the top true greats, our middle of the road category, touch of greatness, below that edge of greatness, link of greats, and of course our special bonus category, not necessarily great, but without them we wouldn't be where we are today. Jamie, get us going on this.
Yeah, so we've got dictators, we've got politics, we've got smoking managers, we've got bobby pitches, great goals, ticker tape, and short shorts. Where do we go with this? I think the question for me, first and foremost, is not where do we rank the greatness of this particular Argentina team. It's like, did this Argentina team get some support? Was this World Cup rigged in their favour? And I think the answer to that question is definitely a maybe. Not to be on the Oasis bandwagon right now. And I think what it does, it creates a category in my head to rank them as in the new doubts of greatness bracket. But I don't think that's going to work right now. So I think the players genuinely played their part in this, and I don't think they were aligned to the crap that was going on in Argentina. I think Menotti definitely played this one for the people. We know that he was a bit of a left-wing liberal who chain smoked and didn't like what was going on in Argentina. So I have no doubt in my mind that the players were honest in all of this. So they deserved their credit, but they were getting some assists off the pitch without any doubt. So I'm struggling. I can't put them in the top. I can't even put them in the second because of the doubts. And I'm struggling even to kind of put them in a touch of greatness. It's almost like where there's doubt, I'm on the edge. And so I'm going to have to, I can't believe I'm saying this amazing collection of footballers and this genius coach. I'm going to kick off and put them in the 4th tier. Edge of greatness. I feel dirty.
Shane, how do you rank this team?
Touch of greatness for me.
Yeah.
Touch of greatness. We saw good players with good careers in there to put them too low. The World Cup was rigged to a degree. Well, we can't rig it 100%, but I would say there was enough outside assistance to help them achieve their goal. Having said that, though, I don't blame the players for that. And I think the pressure on the players internally would have been horrible. And that sort of makes it a touch of greatness just to go through that kind of crap. And the reason I actually asked the 86 question was if we put in a touch of greatness, if half of those players got into the 86 World Cup and they won it again, that wasn't tainted, if you know what I mean. Also, I was wondering how much was carrying over in the first instance, which they're not a hell of a lot, but that's okay. It doesn't mean it wasn't fantastic, but the 78 team wasn't fantastic. Well, that's a greatness for me.
Yeah, I can't argue. I can't. I'm not having edge of greatness. That's just bizarre. There's definitely. I mean, there's no doubt they had home advantage. All teams benefit from home advantage, and this definitely seems like there was more home advantage than usual. But they are, to your point, Shane, that it put the pressure is on them to perform in those crunch moments. They do perform. It is iconic. It's I think it's sad that large parts of their achievements are lost in the backdrop to it, but equally it's just an incredible story, and it is an incredible World Cup for best force. And it's obviously easier to say that with 40 years plus hindsight from it. I mean, I may not feel so charitable about it if this was going on 5 years ago.
And do you think that there is an untapped market for some tourist company out in Argentina sitting there giving bus tours of what the Dutch had to go through to get to the stadium?
Recreate that journey.
And just sit there and go to Sao Paulo. It's not even in Argentina. You know, so much so the first here, here's the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to use a very mindset TV, and let's just ascertain how many monuments you're going to see on your way there.
Wow.
Let's have a look and see how many times to go to Argentina.
Well, I think I'm gonna pull rank on Jamie there and joining with Shane. I think the quality of the players they have, and in Passarella, Kempes, who was top scorer across 2 seasons in Spain beforehand. I painted him out to be a bit of a one-trick pony and a 3-game pony in this one. But he goes to have his was a long-standing, successful career. Luque has the tournament of his life. There's Diles and so forth, and there is Monetti who does guide them through in some of the most stylish way possible. So I think we say Argentina 1978, touch of greatness.